scripture for this morning's Bible lesson is Mark, the 3rd chapter, verses 1 through 6. Hear the word of the Lord. Another time, he went into the synagogue, and a man with a shriveled hand was there. Some of them were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus. So they watched him closely to see if he would heal this man on the Sabbath. Jesus said to the man with the shriveled hand, "Stand up in front of everyone." And Jesus asked them, "Which is lawful for on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil, to save a life or to kill?" But they remained silent. He looked around at them in anger and deeply distressed at their stubborn hearts and said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He stretched it out, and his hand was completely restored. Then the Pharisees went out and began to plot with the Herodians how they might kill him. May the Lord add a blessing to the word. Lord, we pray that you open our hearts and our minds, that not only would we be hearers of your word, but that we would be doers of your word. And Lord, may the words of my mouth and the meditation on my heart, my Lord, be acceptable in your sight, my rock and my redeemer. Amen. This is what I had called going boldly where few dare to go. And so often, whenever we see a painting of Jesus, it's like he's carrying a lamb or a sheep on his shoulders, and he's being gentle with it, and it's a really warm and fuzzy kind of feeling. Where we see Jesus seated, and his little children that are smiling and laughing, and they're running around, and it's such a wonderful, picturesque kind of a setting. Or we see him at the Last Supper, and he's sitting with his disciples, and they're all around him, and there's that feeling of that togetherness. And we have a painting of Jesus washing the feet of the disciples. But where is this bold, rebel Jesus that is the real Jesus of the gospel? Because it is Jesus who wouldn't stand still for the heresy, for the hypocrisy, for the blasphemy against God that he was seeing in the people's religion of that particular day. And I didn't say religion because religion is different from spirituality. Religion is, we do this over and over again, and we do it in this way. We have a book of discipline, or we have a book of order. We have rules, we have laws, we have penalties. If people don't follow the rules and laws, people are either guilty or they're not guilty, and they're punished if they're guilty, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. Somewhere in all of that, a lot of spirituality may get lost. In fact, at that particular time that Jesus said, "I'm ready now to bounce out here into ministry, and what I'm seeing with my eyes just isn't right." And it was the point where the religious got a virus, almost like a poison in it, and it was killing the spirit. And here's Jesus, who really, when we read the stories of Jesus, we see him more as an antagonist, a protagonist. We see him as someone who challenges the authority and does so quite boldly. He uses that sword of truth, and he welds it. And he says, "You think that I've come to bring peace, but it's going to put mother against father, daughter against mother, son against father, blah, 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 blah." In other words, I'm going to shake things up, because what I see now just isn't working, and it's time for a change. And so what I want to do is look, in particular, you can see it in this scripture. In this scripture, and in the passage that just precedes this scripture as well. Because really, when we look at this to the end of chapter 2 of Mark and beginning of chapter 3, It's like a continuation going on there. It is, the whole story isn't told unless you see both of those events that are taking place. And so this today is more of a Bible lesson. It's more of, this is what happened, and this is what it means to us right now. This is what is then, and here we are now. And how do we address what we have just read in this Bible lesson? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Mark 3, 1 to 6, and go through it kind of verse by verse. And I'll catch you up with Mark 2, the end of chapter 2 as well. And so I'll begin by reading that first verse of the third chapter. And it says, another time he went into the synagogue. See right there, we can't. Another time. What does it mean, another time that he went into the synagogue? It means that something just preceded this that precipitated this time coming. And a lot of things that happen in the Bible are put there in a certain particular order because they are necessary to illuminate one another. And they tell us a more powerful story when we take them together. They bring us to a better understanding of why that Jesus is speaking so strongly here, and he's being opposed so strongly. And here, what has happened at the end of chapter 2? Let me read it to you. One Sabbath, Jesus was going through the grain fields, and as they made their way, his disciples began to pluck heads of grain. And the Pharisees said to him, look, why are they doing what is not lawful on the Sabbath? And he said to them, have you never read David did when he was in need and he was hungry? He and those who were with him, how he entered the house of God when Abiathar was the high priest. He went into the house of God. He went into the tabernacle. And when he got into the tabernacle, he had been running from King Saul. He had been tired. His men had been tired. They had been chased. They had been scared. And they got into the tabernacle. They got into the Holy of Holies. And there was a golden table. And on that golden table were 12 loaves of showbread. And the showbread was an offering to God. And it could only then be eaten when God didn't do something to take it away by the priest. But David took that bread and he gave it to his men and he ate it himself. And so then Jesus asked these Pharisees, well, tell me, was that right or was it wrong? Is it right to do good on the Sabbath or is it right to do evil? Of course, they could not answer that. Because what are they going to say against King David? King David, the greatest of all the kings of Israel, the one who comes from the line of Jesse, the one where the Messiah is going to be born from that particular line, that lineage. And David can do no harm. The Bible even says, David was a man after God's own heart. So they're not going to admit that David is going to do anything wrong. And so there they were, standing in the cornfield, and Jesus humiliated the Pharisees because they couldn't answer. And the whole town is going to know that Jesus won up the Pharisees. Jesus put them down. Jesus took that sword and chopped them down. Well, the Pharisees were not going to put up with this. And so now Jesus knew that they weren't going to put up with this. Jesus knew that they would be looking for him. Jesus knew that any time he stepped into the synagogue, they were going to be keeping a close eye on him. So we get to the second. Another time he went into the synagogue, and a man with a shriveled hand was there. I have to believe that Jesus already knew he was going to be there. I have to believe that Jesus may have even thought that they put this man in there to set him up, to see what he would do, because they were going to be watching him. But what we have to remember, there was a man here whose hand was shriveled up, who in those days, if you had a kind of a claw hand, try to go out and work the fields, try to be a stonemason, try to be almost anything, and you can't be what you were. So I think it's a symbol of, here is a person who can't be who he was or who he should be destined to be. Here is a man that is lost in his own time. And there he confronted with Jesus. Some of them were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus. So they watched him closely to see if he would heal him on the Sabbath. Now, Jesus knew they would be watching. Those who were watching him had no real interest in the health and the spiritual life of the man with the withered hand. What they were hoping is they could use this man as bait to accuse and to eliminate and to do away with Jesus. Get him out of the picture. Make him someone who is a renegade, a heretic, a blasphemer, someone that you should not be following. And that was the purpose. Now here we have the synagogue, the holy place where people are to meet God, when people are to be in fellowship and in kinship and in community with one another. And we have this bitter battle going on. Well, I guess we have some of that in churches today. We have fractures, we have splits, we have bitter battles, we have people that don't like us and so and thus don't like us and so. And it happens. There are people who are probably there just hoping to see somebody fail. There's some people there that really don't want to sit next to that person or this person. Yeah, I can see how those things can be going on. And here's Jesus, the Son of God, standing right there amongst, Jesus, the Son of God, is standing right here among us. Imagine that. All we got to do is recognize him. There he is. Amazing. Where we're setting up a confrontation. And the thing that I think is powerful is this meek, mild, smiling Jesus is going to take them on directly. He's going to stand there, and he's going to get into their face and say, back off, Jack. This is going to happen whether you like it or you don't. I think that's pretty much a paraphrase. Amen. Jesus said to the man with the shriveled hand, now this is good. He says to the man with the shriveled hand, stand up in front of everyone. Now, come on out here and stand here where everybody can see you. And let them look at your hand. Let them see what it looks like right now. Let them see that hand doesn't work. What we could do here. I'll tell you what, don't say anything to anybody. But really, what we can do is, after we leave here, we'll go over to Marshall's. We'll have lunch. And then from Marshall's, we'll go over to your house. When nobody's around, I'll heal that for you. Nobody will know the difference. And when you go out in public again, you can say, wow, it's a miracle. My hand has been healed. And I'll have nothing to do with it. I'll have nothing against me. But he said, stand up in front of everybody and hold out that shriveled hand and watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what they say. Watch what they do. And watch what happens. Then Jesus asked the stunned and shocked Pharisees, who were standing there with their mouth open, just waiting for this to happen, waiting for this juicy moment where they could pounce on Christ. Is he really going to do this? Because we got him now. Go get the Polaroid. We're picture of this. Oh, wait a minute, the Cold War. That was ancient, though. So maybe they had them then. We need to get a picture of this, because this is going to be precious and juicy. Then Jesus asked them, which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil, to save a life or to kill? If they said to do good, that goes against what they see as the law of Moses, because you can't do that on the Sabbath. Now, the man that had the clawed hand, you could pity him for it, but you couldn't do anything to make it better, because that would be a sin. If it had a little cut on it, you could put a Band-Aid on it, as long as it didn't start the healing process, because you can't heal on the Sabbath. So you couldn't do any of those things. So they can't say that. Well, then is it okay to do evil? Of course not. It's not okay to do evil. If we say that, we can't get out of that. So once again, Jesus pinned them and humiliated them, and there they stood with nothing to do but watch. The next thing, it says, but they remained silent, because they had nothing that they could say about this man with a withered hand and Jesus standing there together. Jesus looked around at them in anger and deeply distressed at their stubborn hearts. He looked at them in anger and deep distress as he saw them in their stubborn hearts, because Jesus knew that all they had to do was to allow his Spirit into their hearts. All they had to do was lay aside this religion that was keeping this man from being healed. This religion that was keeping this man from being whole. This religion that said if he is healed on the Sabbath, maybe he should be put to death, because that's against the law of Moses. And that's why he was distressed and frustrated and angry. So he said to the man, stretch out your hand. And he stretched it out. I get the feeling that I kind of downplayed that stretch out your hand thingy. That I kind of look at it, stretch out your hand! And you know why? Because if we look at this particular passage of Scripture, and we look at Jesus' last kind of acts before his crucifixion, he was in a similar situation with Lazarus in the tomb, knowing that if he brought Lazarus back to life, that would be a death sentence to him on the cross. And he said to Lazarus, come forth, Lazarus. And he called Lazarus from the tomb with a loud shout. And I picture this being a loud shout here too. And I'll explain this in just a second. And his hand was completely restored. Then the Pharisees went out and began to plot with the Herodians how they might kill Jesus. And this is what began. The Pharisees went out and began to plot on this shout. And the plot ended after the resurrection of Lazarus, that put them clear over the edge, because now, at that point, the crowds were running after Jesus. And so, nowhere in all of that did they care about the man with the withered hand or the dead Lazarus in the tomb. They only cared about getting rid of Jesus. But it was the boldness of the rebel Jesus that brought the healing and the wholeness of both Lazarus and this man with the withered hand. So we look at this and we say, well, how did this virus get into their faith and their religion? Because it wasn't against spirituality. It was this rules and laws and all these other things that began to erode the spirituality of their faith. How did it get to that point? Why was it allowed to get to that point? Why didn't somebody do something sooner before this took place? Well, I'm going to suppose there is a dark force out there somewhere. I'm going to suppose that the Bible is accurate and correct when the Bible says there is a deceiver out there. There is someone out there. There is something out there. There is a darkness out there. There is evil out there that is deceptive and will trick you into believing what is not true. C.S. Lewis once said that there's two things that happen to Christians when it comes to the thought of Satan. The first thing is they don't believe that there is a Satan. Or they believe there's a Satan, but it doesn't have any hold upon them. I don't know what you want to call Satan, whether it's a darkness or it's an evil force or it's a deceptive kind of something. It's a con this and a con that. It's a counterfeit of whatever the real is. It's not like Dante's Inferno with his horns and red man with the pointed tail and pitchfork. It's something that eats away at our truth. And Jesus is saying, open your hearts to the truth. Don't be deceived. It is not the rules and the regulations and the laws. It is the Spirit that said, the Lord said, that I am sending my only Son, that whoever should believe in him shall be saved. God so loved the world, the good, the bad, the ugly, the believers, the non-believers, the sinners. God so loved the world. And God said, it is not a matter of what you do, it's a matter of the Spirit that's in your heart. And so it's like God is reaching out and saying to the world, stick out your shriveled hand. And God wants the world to do that. But God is also looking out to each and every one of us. And God is saying, put out your shriveled hand. And so that shriveled hand goes out. And then God expects me to say to others, put out your shriveled hand. And put your shriveled hand into mine. And together we'll hold the hand of Christ. And we will find healing. Amen. We will find healing. Because we're holding the hands of Christ. And so it doesn't matter whether it's in the synagogue on a Sabbath day. It doesn't matter whether it's in a subway in the middle of New York City. It doesn't matter whether it's in a club somewhere, or it's in a church, or where it's at. That's not the point. The point is that God so loved the world. And he means the whole world. And we are to take the hands of the world. And we take the ones who have been isolated, the ones who have been forgotten, the ones who have been persecuted, the ones who are sick, the ones who need to be made whole. together we can be healed. May God bless us. Amen.